Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Well, in a video on Monday, or I guess going into Tuesday, I told you that I was going to eventually talk about how Texas Tech may actually be impacted by the latest mass shootings. We saw these shootings in El Paso and also Dayton, Ohio. So how could Texas Tech be impacted by this? Well, it's quite simple, really, and it's something that I've talked about on my show numerous times. It's all about this right here. Guns up. Wreck 'em. Well, guns up in particular. The Navy football team came under fire over the weekend and quickly decided to grovel before everybody who was offended over their team, I guess, slogan for the 2019 football season, which was originally going to be Navy football, load the clip, which sounds pretty badass to me, but some people got offended by the phrase load the clip when talking about Navy football, because I guess when people think of the Navy, they never think of them of having guns or anything. I don't really know. But somehow people were offended by the load the clip slogan for the 2019 football season. And Navy decided to, well, go ahead and grovel and say, we're sorry, we apologize. Due to the current climate that we have in America, we should really stay away from something like this. Which brings me to my point about Texas Tech. The big slogan for Texas Tech, guns up. I know there's also wreck 'em out there, but guns up. Texas Tech, the students, they get their guns up. They get excited. During if a football player unfortunately gets hurt, what do Tech students do? They get their guns up. They get their guns up in silence to I guess support the football player who may be down on the ground. You see Texas Tech fans get their guns up in football, in basketball, in baseball. It's just kind of what Texas Tech is. It's the guns up, wreck 'em Texas Tech. You've got guns up that appear on the pants and I think the jerseys too for Texas Tech football. And so my big question here is, how much longer can we actually expect to see Texas Tech use the guns up logo and slogan moving forward? Again, it's 2019 and I don't want this to go away. Don't get me wrong. I am a Texas Tech graduate. I love the guns up slogan, and I think it's awesome. I don't want it to go away. But I'm also a realist, and I understand that we live in 2019, and everybody's offended by just about everything these days. And so when we talk about Texas Tech, every Big 12 team and a lot of football teams in college, they have like their own little hand symbol. Texas Tech, guess what? They have guns up. By the way, Oklahoma State has pistols firing or fire pistols or open pistols. I don't know. They copied whatever Texas Tech was doing. But Texas Tech has guns up. They also say wreck 'em Tech. My feeling is this is going to be something that administrators are going to take a hard look at if they have not already. And it may even happen this season. Texas Tech will face UT El Paso on September 7th. So don't be surprised if you see a memo maybe from the administrators over at Texas Tech to all Texas Tech fans to refrain from the guns up because it could be considered inappropriate during this time, especially after we just had a mass shooting in El Paso. I think there are some over at Texas Tech who have wanted to get rid of guns up for a while now because they don't like guns. They don't like the Second Amendment, and they are worried. They think it's disgusting to be even associated with guns up. But look for Texas Tech. If it hasn't happened already, I'm sure there will be a meeting at some point to get rid of the guns up. So the big question is, what happens next for Texas Tech? If Texas Tech does get rid of guns up, what do they move to? I think they may move to just wreck 'em, and I guess maybe the hand sign would be this, the W, for wreck 'em. I don't know, maybe not. Hey, what else are you going to do, right? Now, if you're offended by guns up, you may also be offended by wreck 'em because that's kind of violent, and you may be offended by Red Raiders because red, well, that's violent, and Raiders, well, that's violent too, and even Matadors, that would probably piss off PETA. So I don't know what Texas Tech is going to do at the end of the day to stop offending everybody who's out there. But my main concern right now, Texas Tech and Guns Up. Again, I haven't heard anything for sure. I have no idea. But let's be honest, in 2019, the Guns Up logo and slogan, it's probably in danger over at Texas Tech University. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.